Hello, fellow diggers and utility pros. I'm Justin, the founder of FibrePro, right here in Toronto, Ontario, where our bustling streets hide a complex web of underground infrastructure. As someone who spent years in the trenches, literally helping contractors and homeowners navigate fiber optics and utilities, I'm thrilled to bring you this comprehensive guide on locating underground utilities. Today, we're expanding beyond the basics to give you a deep dive into various techniques, especially for those delicate fiber optic cables that keep our high-speed internet humming. Whether you're planning a backyard reno in Scarborough, a major excavation in downtown Toronto, or utility work across Ontario, this video will equip you with the knowledge to avoid disasters. We'll break it down into preparation, core methods, like electromagnetic locating and GPR, advanced fiber-specific tricks, safety best practices, and real-world case studies. Expect practical tips, common mistakes to dodge, and even a look at emerging tech. By the end, you'll be locating like a pro. Why focus on fiber? In Canada, fiber networks are exploding. Think Bell, Rogers, and independent providers laying miles of cable annually. But one wrong dig can cause outages affecting thousands, like that infamous Toronto fiber cut in 2023 that knocked out services for hours. Don't let that be you. If you're in Ontario, this is tailored for our regulations and soil types, from clay-heavy GTA grounds to rocky northern terrains. Stick with me for the full 30 minutes. It's packed with value. If you're new to FibrePro, smash that like button, subscribe for more Toronto-centric utility tips, and follow us. For downloadable checklists, head to ifiberopticsprocanada.wordpress.com. Let's dig in safely. In the next section, we'll dive into Section 2, Importance. Before we jump into techniques, let's build a strong foundation on why locating underground utilities is non-negotiable. Imagine this. You're excavating for a new driveway in Etobicoke, and bam, you sever a gas line. Not only could it spark an explosion, but you're looking at repair costs exceeding $50,000, plus fines from the Technical Standards and Safety Authority, TSSA. In Ontario alone, the Common Ground Alliance reports over 1,000 utility damages yearly, with 40% involving communications lines like fiber optics. The risks are multifaceted. Safety first. Hitting electrical lines can electrocute workers. Water mains cause flooding. Gas leaks lead to evacuations. For fiber, the stakes are digital. A single cut can disrupt businesses, hospitals, and remote workers. Remember the 2022 Rogers outage? While not a dig-related cut, it highlighted how fragile our connectivity is. Rewards? Proper locating saves time, money, and headaches. It ensures compliance with the Ontario Underground Infrastructure Notification System Act, Bill 93, which mandates calling before digging. Non-compliance? Penalties up to $1 million for corporations. Let's talk regulations in depth. Ontario One Call is your starting point, a free service coordinating with over 100 member utilities. But federally, the Canadian Energy Regulator oversees pipelines, while provincial bodies like the Ministry of Labour handle worker safety under OHSA. For fiber, telecoms fall under CRTC guidelines emphasizing minimal disruption. In Toronto, additional bylaws require permits for street digs, with strict marking protocols. Common pitfalls? Assuming fraud that it's just dirtin', or relying on outdated maps. Case study. A 2019 Mississauga project hit unmarked fiber, costing $200,000 in downtime. Lesson? Always verify. The rewards extend to efficiency. Located sites allow precise planning, reducing project delays by up to 30%. Environmentally, it prevents soil contamination from leaks. Economically, Canada's utility damage bill tops $1 billion annually. Locating cuts that. For FibrePro followers in Ontario, know your soil. GTA's till and clay can mask signals, while sandy areas in the north transmit better. If this resonates, my in-depth regulatory guide is on fibrepro.gumroad.com. Grab it for your next project. Locating isn't just smart, it's essential for our connected world. Great, now that we understand the stakes, let's start with preparation. The unsung hero of locating. In Ontario, Step 1 is always Ontario One Call. Dial 1-800-400-2255 or submit online at ontarioonecall.ca at least 5 business days before digging. This triggers notifications to utility owners, who send locators, to mark lines with standardized colors. Red for electric, yellow for gas, oil, orange for communications. That's your fiber. Blue for potable water, green for sewers, purple for reclaimed water, pink for temporary surveys, and white for proposed excavation. But preparation goes deeper. Gather as-built drawings. These are post-construction maps from utility companies. Review historical records via municipal archives. In Toronto or online portals, conduct a site walkthrough. Look for manholes, pedestals, or valve boxes that hint at buried lines. For private properties, remember, one call only covers public rights-of-way. Hire a private locator for backyards or industrial sites. Tools for planning. GIS software like ArcGIS can overlay utility data with your site plans. In Toronto, the city's Open Data portal offers underground infrastructure layers, invaluable for urban projects. Budget time for weather. Frozen ground in January, like now in 2026, can delay markings. Common mistakes? Ignoring secondary utilities or assuming marks are permanent. Rain or traffic erases paint quickly. Pro tip, photograph marks immediately and use GPS apps to log coordinates. For fiber-specific prep, check if the network has tracer wires. Older installations might not. Case study. A 2024 Ottawa fiber project avoided delays by cross-referencing CRTC databases with one call. Involve your team early. Train them on CSA Z247 standards for damage prevention. Costs? One call is free, but private locates run $200 to $500 per site. It's an investment. For checklists tailored to Toronto digs, visit payhip.com, FibrePro CA. My premium planning bundle is there. Solid prep turns potential chaos into smooth operations. Section 4. Electromagnetic locating. Moving to techniques, electromagnetic, EM locating is your workhorse for metallic or traceable lines. How does it work? A transmitter sends an alternating current signal along the utility via direct connection, clipping to a ground rod or access point. Induction, placing the transmitter above for non-contact. Or sonde, a probe inserted into pipes. The receiver detects the magnetic field, pinpointing depth and location to within 5 to 10% accuracy. For fiber optics, EM excels if there's metallic armor, foil shielding, or a copper tracer wire, standard in Canadian installations since the 2000s. Without it, you're out of luck. So always confirm. Equipment? Brands like Radio Detection or Vivax offer handheld units starting at $2,000. In Toronto's urban clutter, use low-frequency signals, 512 Hz, for deep lines, high, 83 Hz, for shallow. Sweep in a grid. Walk perpendicular to suspected lines, noting peak and null signals for confirmation. Advanced tips. Passive mode. Detects live power lines without a transmitter. For interference-heavy areas like near TTC tracks, use fault-finding modes. Depth readings? Calibrate daily. Errors compound in conductive soils. Case study. A 2025 GTA highway project used EM to trace 5 km of fiber, avoiding a $100,000 reroute. Pitfalls? Mistaking rebar for utilities or ignoring signal bleed. Compared to alternatives, EM is cheaper and faster than GPR, but limited to conductives. In Ontario winters, cold batteries drain quickly. Keep spares for hands-on training. My Gumroad course covers EM simulations. Master this, and you'll handle 70% of locates confidently. Section 5. GPR. When EM falls short, ground-penetrating radar, GPR, steps up, especially for pure fiber optics and plastic conduits. GPR emits electromagnetic pulses, 101,000 megahertz into the ground. Reflections from density changes create hyperbola signatures on the screen. Antennas vary. High frequency, 1 GHz for shallow, detailed scans. Low, 250 megahertz for deeper penetration up to 10 meters in ideal soil. In practice, you push or tow the unit, like MALA or GSSI models costing $15,000 over the site. Software processes data into 2D, 3D images, identifying utilities, voids, or bedrock. For fiber, look. For linear anomalies, cross-reference with known depths. Ontario challenges, wet clay absorbs signals. Reducing depth to 3 meters, dry sand excels. Urban Toronto adds rebar clutter. Use migration algorithms to filter. Integration, pair GPR with EM for hybrid accuracy. Case study, a 2023 Windsor pipeline project. Use GPR to find unmarked fiber, preventing a telecom blackout. Drawbacks? Steep learning curve and weather sensitivity. Rain skews data. Tips: scan in lines 0.5 meters apart. Mark findings with paint. Emerging? Drone-mounted GPR for large areas. For FibrePros, GPR is indispensable. Check my blog. For GPR tool reviews at FibreOpticsProCanada.wordpress.com. Section 6. Vacuum excavation. For irrefutable proof, vacuum excavation, hydrovac or airvac, is key. High-pressure water, hydro or air, softens soil, while a vacuum tube extracts it, exposing utilities in small potholes, 8 to 12 inches wide, 4 to 6 feet deep. It's non-destructive, ideal for fiber verification without risking cuts. Equipment, trucks from Ditch Witch, or Vermeer costing $501,000 per day rental. Process, start at marked locations. Dig vertically to avoid lateral damage. Monitor for hazards, use gas detectors. In Ontario, CSA S250 requires potholing for high-risk digs near critical infrastructure. Eco-benefits. Soil is reusable, minimizing waste. Case study. Toronto's 2024 subway expansion used hydrovac and to expose 200-plus utilities safely, saving weeks. Pitfalls? Costly for large areas. Frozen ground needs thawing. Tips. Use daylighting, exposing full circumference, for accurate depths. For fiber, gentle airvac prevents static damage. Regulations. OHSA mandates safe distances. This method confirms. What scans suggest? My PayHip courses include vac sims. Check payhip.com, FibrePro CA. Section 7. Check payhip.com, FibrePro CA. In the next section, we move into advanced techniques for fiber optics. Section 7. Fiber optics demand tailored approaches. Acoustic locating. Inject sound via compressor into conduits. Detectors trace echoes. Optical time domain reflectometry. OTDR tests live fibers for faults, but aids locating via access points. Marker systems, RFID balls or detectable tape buried above lines. For passive scanning, splice case tracing. At pedestals, attach tone generators to fibers for EM-like detection. GIS integration, apps like Fulcrum map real-time data. Drones with GPR survey vast areas. Ontario innovations, AI-enhanced locators from local firms predict anomalies. Case study. A 2026 Hamilton fiber rollout used OTDR to trace 10 kilometers without disruption. Pitfalls, overlooking dielectric fibers. Tips, combine methods, acoustic with GPR. Future, LiDAR for surface clues. For deep dives, Gumroad has my advanced fiber ebook. Section 8, best practices and safety protocols. Check payhip.com, FibrePro CA. Let's move to Section 8. Best practices, common mistakes, and safety protocols. Best practices. Calibrate tools. Document with photos, GPS. Train via QZ certifications. Mistakes? Rushing without verification, ignoring weather. Safety. Maintain 1 meter buffer. Use PPE, have emergency plans. Ontario stats, 70% damages from poor practices. Case, avoided Toronto incident via protocols. Blog has more at FibreOpticsProCanada.wordpress.com. Check payhip.com, FibrePro CA. Let's wrap up with Section 9. Conclusion. Empower your next project. We've explored it all, from prep to advanced tech. Apply this in Toronto or beyond for safe digs. Remember our journey starting with the complex web of Toronto's underground infrastructure, the critical importance of understanding the safety and financial risks of utility strikes, the essential steps of the Ontario one-call process and site walkthrough techniques, the technical workhorse, electromagnetic locating and managing urban interference, the non-metallic secrets revealed by ground-penetrating radar, the gold standard of verification with vacuum excavation and potholing, and the high-tech future of specialized fiber techniques and LiDAR, to the technical standards and safety certifications that ensure excellence on every job. Like, subscribe, follow FibrePro. Visit sites for resources. FibreOpticsProCanada.wordpress.com. FibrePro.gumroad.com, payhip.com, FibrePro CA, dig smart. Thank you for watching the full underground utility locating masterclass. We are dedicated to your success and safety. Download our checklist today to transform your project workflows from potential chaos into smooth operations. We'll see you in the trenches. Stay safe, stay connected, and dig smart. FibreOpticsProCanada.wordpress.com.